introduce something new. How do South Africans view a fellow South African who is married to a foreigner? Now, the three of you.
views are very different.
Yes, I want to know from them. Now, you be on my side now.
Oh, God,
What do you think?
Difficult in terms of what? In terms of South Africa, what the situation is happening in South Africa, because of the xenophobic things. How you see your sister? She might be my sister and married to a Nigerian. Now, my point of view of Nigerians now has to change because of what? I have my fellow brother, my in-laws in my compound.
Yeah.
So what must I do? Should I be xenophobic or what? No. It changes in times on how you have to view it. But one thing that I would like to say is that South African ladies, it's a difficult thing to say. It's a difficult thing to say, but our sisters right now, they are being viewed and in a way of being cheap.
Oh,
Yeah.
why?
And I think, Brian.
It's because of African culture, the way African culture perceives.
Please come. I need your view, a man's perspective.
Perceives a woman, whereby a woman must respect herself and blah 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 blah. But now our fellow South African ladies, our sisters, have been perceived as cheap.
By South Africans or by the foreigners?
No, even foreigners themselves.
Oh, really?
Yes. So now it tends to be kind of a difficult thing to think of someone who's calling your sister cheap. If someone comes in your household and calls your sibling cheap,
It's a problem.
it's a problem.
Yeah.
So I tend to have reservations sometimes not.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna come in there, Brian, when it comes to that. It's a very difficult one. If you wanna marry my sister, you marry her because you love her and all of that. There must be some mutual respect.
Yeah.
And sometimes I tend to see that our brothers, being it whether from Nigeria or from Zim or from whatever, they tend to think that we as South African women are very stupid, or we are not cultured, or we are not. They think they can buy their way, and after buying their way, then they start calling them names, and that's why sometimes it becomes a bit difficult for us to sort of like be accepting to saying that, because we listen to how you talk. Remember, you might tell me that you love my sister, but how you talk to her, how you talk about her, how you talk about her family, how you treat her family, for me that stands out a lot. If you come into my family, you accept us with our faults and our strong points, and you respect whoever it is there, being it my father, being it my mother, being it whatever. You are a son that we have accepted, or you are a daughter that we have accepted into their place. Do not come and say where I come from, my friend. It's where you come from. Now you are here.
Maybe I can put it this way. I come from a rural place whereby there are very few educated people. Education it's like a sub category. You get respected firstly because of your age. That's the first respect we have. Age. And secondly, is because of the certain contribution we have to the community. Do you understand what I'm saying? The contribution you have to that community. You can be from wherever. I'm Eddie. I have people who come from all over South Africa. They take refuge in my village. They are well respected. Because why? They respect our culture first. Secondly, they try to integrate themselves within our culture. It's a rural place. We still respect our kings. We still pay taxes to our kings.
Okay. And also to the government.
No. I wouldn't say to the government directly.
You still do.
Remember, you're still getting a salary.
Yes,
You
yes.
pay tax.
I wouldn't
So
say.
you are still paying your tax to the
Yes,
government.
it's not a conscious thing where I'm from. to pay taxes to the government. But it's a conscious thing to pay your tax to your king.
Okay. Wow.
It's not a common thing.
That would be a
among-
separate topic I will
Yes,
discuss with
yes,
you,
yes.
how that runs.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we are in a village. You hear what I'm saying? We are in a village. It's in Limpopo. It's the entry from most of our African countries.
Okay.
Yes. That's where we still try to practice most of our
Okay, now, so
African traditional
yeah.
culture.
Maybe you didn't get my question, or maybe when you left.
Yes.
She introduced a new topic that she's married to a Nigerian, and then I
Yeah.
want to find out from the South African your perception
Oh.
about
Okay.
a fellow South African
Yes.
who is married to
It's
Yes.
not a, you know, it's one thing
a family.
from one thing I've learned, it's not easy for South Africans to
Yes.
accept that.
It's not
No.
easy.
Hence I'm saying.
It's not easy.
You know,
It's actually a battle.
from where I'm from.
Because now you have to try and balance, because one, especially I'll use Nigeria as an example, because for every crime that happens, it's labeled Nigerian.
Okay.
So now if you're gonna come home and
Yeah.
bring a Nigerian man,
Yeah.
the first thing they see is a drug.
It's a drug deal.
419 scams.
It's a
And the
criminal.
second thing they think is a scam.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
The third thing they see is he wants to
He wants citizenship.
You know?
Exactly, yes.
So now you have to now try and
Negotiate.
just like plead with them to say this person is not about this.
He's different.
You understand? He had papers before he met me, right? And yeah, now you have to now try and be speaking on behalf of
How does he
Nigerians
make
to say
his
that
means?
just because he does not have a 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
he does not go to a specific
Yeah.
office.
But he must
It
be a
doesn't make
director,
him a
he must be a
scammer.
drug dealer,
Right?
a scammer.
Because it's either you're a scammer or a drug dealer. But then one thing that I've learned
Or a
to
trafficker.
appreciate about sorry, but I'll just stick to Nigerians because that's what I know. The way like the system is designed, you are forced to think out of the box.
That's, yeah.
You understand? You are forced to try and look at this brick and
Yes.
decide, okay, if I don't sell this brick or make money out of this brick, then I will die of hunger.
Yeah.
Then from there, your mind starts being innovative. And to now, okay, if I'm going to change this brick to
I
something
don't
that
have
will
this
bring
brick.
money, I have to change my way of thinking.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I had to teach my family to say, you know, there are a lot of things we can learn from these people. Because Tina, we are brought up to say you need to go to school, then from school you get a job.
Job.
Right? But for other people, for other African countries, there's no go to school, get a degree, then get a job. Even if you do that route, then you don't find a job.
Yeah.
Then you must make means to survive.
Exactly.
But it doesn't mean that every mean you make, it's an illegal mean.
It must be a legit.
It is a legit. And yes, there are people who sell drugs, there are people who loathe, there are people who are not happy that, you know, we all come from the same country and you come and because it does not look good for everybody at the end of the day. So the dynamics of now having to convince your family to say, no, it's not like that. Now you must go back to a history to now be counting all the South African boyfriends that you've gone out with, ne? That they've hurt you so much so that if your parents had like petrol, they would go and burn that guy's house down, you know? Now you have to say, okay, from this time I've been with, have you ever seen me cry? Even if, I get angry, but is it something that nobody doesn't go through? No.
Everybody
So but it's not a one-day thing. You understand? Then I promise you, even my brother today, ne, as much as he respects my partner, he has the thing of saying, if he hurts you, I promise you I'm going to kill you.
There's always,
So there's always that thing at the back of the mind to
reservations.
say, you know, there's just something behind.
Can I put it this
You
way?
understand?
Yeah.
So
Can I
there's
put it
always
this
that
way?
thing
Okay.
about, and then in most cases, like one thing about Nigerian men is that they love to spoil their women.
Yeah.
Right? So now,
So you're being spoiled.
they spoil
So
their
I think
women.
the South
ne?
African you should
You
learn
see,
from
that's the
how
that's the
they-
No,
now
they
you
are
see
spoiled.
that-
No,
you see
they
that-
do spoil us,
see,
please.
That's the thing, Gucci. Like
They do.
you get spoiled.
Leave my brothers
You
alone
get
now, eh?
spoiled, ne? Then now you start what? you flaunting it, you know, like whoo, champagne this, iPhone there, you
Holidays
know, and all those
somewhere.
things. So now it now gets to perceive as if now you are saying your brothers that they do not
not
spoil
enough.
you, or because he doesn't buy you an iPhone, that you know, then that's where that balance now, and now that's where you find Uti, most South African men feel Uti, you guys are using
Women.
exactly.
But it's not like South African men are saying that it has happened in most cases that they have used our sisters in terms of, especially in getting papers and everything, to be
But you see,
legally in
let
the
me tell you
country.
one thing. Let me tell you one thing. In terms of their using, people don't know that these people get paid. They have an agreement to say,
It's a contract.
It's a contract. But then when it doesn't work on your favor, it's easy for you to come back and say he used me. But you won't say good he got paid for it.
But Asmus,
But it's an illegal contract. It's still an
It's
illegal.
people. At the end of the day, if you're old enough to make up your own decision, if somebody says, okay, I'm here, but this is what I want, then you say, you even offer sometimes to say, no, let's do this, and then it's
But
fine.
the fact is
To
that
some
it
extent.
So
comes-
that is why it was now a business,
It's
right?
exploitation.
Now it
was
became
a business
It now it
negotiation.
became a business, right? And the government realized that this thing was now a business.
It's not
So that is
legal.
why now they stopped it to say you will have to
Yeah.
prove that you've been together for so many years, and there has to be like families who now come in. It's no longer like easy like it was, because then it was a business transaction.
Yeah. But I think,
No,
can I come
but
in?
that's what I want to put out is because to some extent, especially from me coming from a rural place,
So you're really a typical rural
for
man.
people get into relationships for material needs.
I don't think it's even material means, but let me come in there. It's a matter of poverty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When
material needs.
when it's poverty,
Poverty is
it
material
looks
needs.
like something. My only way out of this.
Thank you so much. So on that note, Zop Lady would like to say a big thank you for all your wonderful submission. I really love it. So see ya.
And
Bye bye.